This is going to be my recap of the season finale of Are You the One? Are You the One? Are You the One? Are You the One? I don't know what I'm singing. So this week's episode was called One Switch, One Glitch. And if you saw the actual show, then you know why it was called that. But we're going to get into that in a little bit. So first of all, last week, the previous week, the whole team got 8 matches. And Miss Thang, Christina, stood out from the match so that if the team was able to in fact get the matches, she wouldn't be the person that would be preventing them from getting the match, because obviously Christina is the oddball, the wild card, so to speak, in this whole little matchup, since she is the 11th girl. So there was, of course, a challenge this week, and this was their last challenge to vote a couple into the truth booth. And the challenge was basically they had to make a So the challenge was basically they had to make like a makeshift raft, and the guys had to pretty much save the girls. So the guys had to make the makeshift raft and paddle the raft to the other side of I don't want to say island, because it wasn't really an island, but they had to paddle to the girls, save them, so that they could win a chance to get voted into the truth booth, as well as win the date. So 3 couples, of course, won this. It was Dario and Ashley who came in first. It was Layton and Tyler who came in second, and then Anthony and Alex who came in third. A piece of hair stuck to my lipstick. Hate when that happens. So yeah, it was the 3 of them who won, and the prize was to go to this really awesome observatory, which was something that has been used in like James Bond or something like that, and it's a place that's not available to tourists. So they went on this trip, and on the, or I should say date rather, on the date they really got to know each other. Dario and Ashley really got really close, really tight, and they pretty much, you know, thought to themselves then and there that they are a match. They've also been doing some heavy kissing and some petting, according to the little video that played during the commercials of Are You the One this week. So they were getting cozy on the day. Anthony and Alex were kind of getting cozy on the day, as well as Christina and Layton. Now, when it comes to MTV, I will say a couple of things. You know what? I'm going to say that for later on in the recap. So Dario and Ashley run the truth booth, and they were there. Alright, so after the little day, Dario, everybody went back to the house, and they of course wanted to see who got voted into the truth booth, and this week it was Dario and Ashley. And they went into this truth booth, and it turns out they were right. They are in fact a perfect match. So now that everyone in the house, there's 5 for 5. They got 5 matches that they know for sure are a match. So pretty much at this point they have to figure out who else could possibly be their match. So Christina, this is when things kind of get kind of crazy to me. Like after, you know, the whole truth booth thing, they know they got 5 matches. So now there are 5 people, or 5 couples rather, that have to figure out exactly who their matches are. Some of them already know, obviously, if they were able to get 8 beams of light. But we know that they cannot win the $1 million unless they have 10. So Layton is one of the oddballs who doesn't know. Why do I say oddballs? He's one of the people, I guess, or oddballs. I don't know. I'm going to say oddballs. He's one of the oddballs who doesn't know who his match is. He thinks that it is between Tyler and Christina. And he, you know, goes over and converses with Christina, and he's like, hey, Christina, you know, I think you might be my match, but I'm not really sure. What do you think? Blah, 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 blah. Layton has pretty much this entire time he's been in the house pretty much just been having booty calls. Like, let's just get real. He's just been having booty calls after booty call after booty call with whoever was going to booty call him. So he was pretty much just getting it on this whole time in the house. And I guess this week he finally decided that he was going to get around to playing the actual game. So this week he's actually playing the game, and he's like, oh, well, I think Tyler might be my match, and I think Christina might be my match. And to me, it kind of made me feel like that this, you know, whole thing was kind of scripted, because it was kind of like, okay, MTV, so all of a sudden, you know, he's gonna start thinking, you know, I don't know. It just felt like it was just kind of like some scripted BS. Who in their right mind would risk $1 million by playing the wild card? Basically what Layton does, you know, everybody in the ceremony has their match figured out. You know, 9 people, 9 couples, they know who their match is pretty much at this point. They've talked with people, they've, you know, figured out, they have, you know, things in common with this person. They pretty much figured out who their matches are. 9 couples. Then Layton is like, oh, I think Christina is my match, and I think Tyler is my match. And, you know, to be honest, it really pissed me off. I really just not like this Layton cat, because what he did was just so freaking stupid. What he did was basically, you know, everyone in the house agreed that Layton should pretty much pick Tyler, and that no one should pick Christina because she is the wild card. We don't know if Christina is a double match with, first of all, Layton. We don't know if Christina, the wild card, is a match with Anthony or is a match with Layton. So everyone agreed not to pick Christina, to leave her out. I think what, the last 3 or 4 matchups, everyone has agreed to that. And because they have started to do that, you know, they've been able to get higher beams of light, which is why last week, the previous week, they had 8. And this week they're gunning for 11. I mean, not 11, 10, obviously, because they want to win the $1 million. So the fact that Layton steps in and was like, oh, I picked Christina to be my perfect match, I'm just looking like, what? And everybody else in the house, people are crying, you know, they really want this money, all the things that they've been through in this house, all the blood, sweat, and tears they've gone through could be gone in the blink of an eye, because you wanted to go against the grain and, you know, have Christina be your match. Even Christina's sitting there looking like dumbass, why are you about to pick me? Why are you trying to pick me? We all agree that you would pick Tyler. And it's really just such a gamble and a risk. And he picks Christina, they sit down, and luckily for them, they won the $1 million and they got the 10 beams of light. But Layton is such an ass for even doing that. Like, why not go ahead and pick Tyler, who is the safe bet? Why in the world would you pick Christina? I just don't get it. And to me, that's what kind of made me feel like that this episode or this season, whatever, was scripted. This show was scripted, because it's like, why in the world would you do, like, who in their right mind would risk $1 million for a feeling that, oh, this might be, I think I am the guy who has the double match? I just didn't understand it at all. And when that was occurring, that's the first thing that popped in my mind was, this has to be scripted, because there's just no way that anyone in their right mind would risk $1 million unless Layton really is just that stupid and, you know, doesn't mind being stupid and wouldn't mind risking that much money on a hunch. It was just kind of like, what? So yeah, that episode pretty much blew me. I'm glad that they won. You know, I'm happy that they won. I seriously did not think that they would be able to figure it out, because like I said last week, this group of people didn't really seem all that bright. And, you know, like week after week, they were having trouble finding their matches. They get 1 match out of the group, 2 matches out of the group, 0 beams of light. Like, it was just crazy. But somehow they pulled it off miraculously. Some type of way. I don't know. Maybe it's scripted. I don't know. But they did it. They did it. They did it. They did it. So leave me your comments on the matter. Do you think that Layton was stupid for what he did? Would you have done the same thing, you know, if you were in that position, if you just felt like compelled to say that someone was your match and just felt compelled that someone was your match? Would you have picked them? Leave me your thoughts in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys in the next recap. Ciao!